afternoon, class. Thank you for joining in. As you can see, I'm not in my regular location today. I am on a little bit of a vacation, but that does not mean we cannot do our stretch and relax class. So finding your way on your mat, we're going to be doing a lot of hip opening today, a lot of things on the ground, on the mat. But of course, we're first going to start with our breath work and our intention setting. Finding yourself in a nice, comfortable seat, maybe putting some space underneath your hips with a cushion or any kind of cloth, bundling it up, allowing your hips to sit comfortably. Make sure your spine is nice and long. Roll your shoulders up and down your back. Here, maybe closing down your eyes, allowing your face to soften here. Moving any tension from in between your eyebrows. A few more rolls going backwards here. Relax. We're going to do a couple rolls going forward, up towards your ears. Move those shoulders forward. Staying with your breath, as always. Using your breath as a tool to bring you into the present moment. We're going to relax your shoulders. We're going to move into the neck work. So go ahead and bring your right ear towards your right shoulder, opening up to the left side of your neck. Trying not to lean over, keeping yourself nice and upright. Breaths. And inhale back through center. Go ahead and take your left ear towards your left shoulder. Open up that right side of the neck. Got one more time on each side, bringing back through neutral, right ear, right shoulder. And one more time through center, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, both arms up overhead, big reach here. We're gonna take a twist, right hand behind your back. Maybe you can tense your fingers, bring your left hand on your right knee, and look over your right shoulder. Inhale back up. Then we do the other side. Left hand comes behind the back, right hand on that leg. Look over your left shoulder. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Right hand behind the back. Last twist. Reach it up. Left hand behind back. Inhale, lift it back through center. We're gonna come on down, finding yourself in our tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Moving through our regular cat-cows. Take 5, using your own breath. Just inhale as you look up. Exhale as you push it under, navel to spine, chin to chest, tuck the tailbone. 5 more, using your own breath. Just warming up the spine, warming up the neck. Following that breath, just spending the next 20, 30 minutes to relax. Nothing else to do here. One more inhale, a nice big exhale, pushing underneath. Nice. Come to our neutral tabletop, reaching your right arm up towards the sky, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, thread the needle, bring that right shoulder underneath. Let your head come down on the mat. We can modify by keeping our hand down, or we can amplify by reaching that left arm around towards that right hip. Maybe sticking our left leg out, maybe even bringing it up into the sky. Release, come on down. Reaching our right arm back up towards the sky, unwind. Bring it down. We're going to do the other side. Left arm reaches towards the sky. And thread the needle. Staying where you did on the other side, or maybe trying out the amplification. Couple more breaths here. And release, unwind. Inhale, lift it right back up into the sky. Both hands on the mat, stretch it back, find a child's pose, bring your head towards the mat, reach those arms up overhead. Opening up through the side body by walking your hands over towards the right side of your mat. It's okay if they come off, bring your head back down. And walk it back to center. Over towards the left side. Bring that head back down. Release back to center. Come on through your tabletop. We're going to find our first downward facing dog of the day. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, push your hips into the sky. You're going to make sure your ears are in between your biceps. You're looking back at your toes, maybe even looking at your navel. Shake your head out, yes. Shake it out, no. Good. You're gonna slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet, meeting in our forward fold here. Grab opposite hands, let your head fall. Maybe allow your torso to sway side to side. Go ahead and inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. And exhale, release. And take a nice big sweep of the arms, reach them up overhead, hands at heart center. Find your mountain pose here. Good, go ahead and close your eyes in your mountain position. Working on the posture we learned last class, our tree pose. Gently open up your eyes, bring your heel to that kickstand. Maybe work that foot up the leg on the calf, maybe even the inner thigh. Maybe try closing down the eyes here, allowing the body to gently sway. Gently open up the eyes if they were closed. And let's go ahead and switch sides. Left foot comes onto that right ankle, finding your kickstand. Gently work that foot up the leg, maybe on the calf. And then continue it up the leg if that's what you chose on the other side. Wherever you're at, just try to close down the eyes for a couple breaths, really tuning into that balance here. So focusing on the breath. And gently release that foot back onto the mat. Reach those arms up overhead. Take a nice big sweep. Hands move through the heart, finding your forward fold. Walking those hands out into our downward dog. Pedal up the legs here. Bring that right leg into the sky. Point the toes. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to right elbow. From here, you're going to slide that knee down to the right wrist. And just move that foot over to the left, finding our pigeon pose. So I'll give you a better look at what that looks like here. So here, and shift it over. You want to try to bring this foot closer towards the left corner of your mat. You want to kind of get it straight ahead, as long as the hips are nice and square. So a lot of the times we will tension, stirred up emotion in our hips. So this is a great posture to release that. If this feels very tight, make a bolster or a cushion, something you tuck underneath your right hip to lift you up, to make it not as intense. If this feels good for you, that's great, but feel free to modify if needed. We want it to feel good. We don't ever want to feel any kind of pain in this posture, especially in the knee area. If you feel any kind of tension in the knee, just bring that foot a little closer in towards the left side. So from here, you can stay up on your hands, or you could come on down to the forearms, maybe the elbows, maybe all the way down with your head on the mat. You're gonna be here for at least 10 long, deep breaths. We're gonna be working on a new breath today called the Ujjayi breath, also known as the fire breath or ocean breath. Okay? So from here, you can take a nice big inhale through the nose, and exhale with the sound of the ocean. So it's called a fire breath because it actually heats you up a bit. So you're inhaling through the nose, exhale, forcefully push that breath out, creating a noise with your breath. It's called the ocean breath because it kind of creates that sound of waves crashing. A couple more breaths here. Maybe pause from the Ujjayi breath and a couple natural breaths. Good. We're going to come out of our pigeon pose by lifting up back up onto our hands, tucking our back toes under. Reach this leg up off the sky. Stick that right leg into the sky. Point the toes and drop it on down. We're going to do the other side. Left toes point and lift. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee, right elbow. Inhale, lift. Now we're finding that pigeon on the other side. So bring your left knee to meet your left wrist, drop it down. From there, shimmy it over to the right. Trying to get as straight as you can, but of course, not forcing anything. Noticing maybe if one side is a little tighter than the other. My left side seems to be a little tighter here. So finding wherever's comfortable for you. Maybe staying up onto your hands, maybe coming down onto your forearms, or coming all the way down. Maybe your forehead on the mat. 10 breaths using that Ujjayi breath. Breathing in with the mouth closed. Exhale through the nose. Almost like a snoring sound. In the back of your throat. Five more breaths. Maybe pausing from your Ujjayi breath and a couple of natural breaths here. Again, it is a fire breath, so it may heat you up a bit. One last deep inhale and exhale. Coming out of this posture by planting your hands, tuck your back toes under, shoot that left leg into the sky, point, 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 and exhale, release it back down. Tie up on your toes, drop your knees, find a child's pose, reach those arms up overhead. Good. Inhale up, coming back through our tabletop, back through our downward dog, walking your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale, big reach up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Another big inhale. Exhale, swan dive down. walking it back out into our plank pose. So working on our chaturanga today, kind of like a yoga push-up. Okay. We're a little bit more narrow with our hands than a regular push-up. Your elbows are going to be squeezing your side body, so they go back towards your ribs, and you come halfway down. We're first going to start with the modified version with knees down. So we're going to drop the knees. And we'll work on it here. So bend the elbows, squeeze those elbows into the side of the body, halfway down, and come on up. Again, halfway down, squeeze the side of the body. You should feel this more in your triceps. And up. One more, halfway down. And up. Very nice. Come all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, lift up into this baby cobra posture. So not a full cobra, maybe you can bring your hands up off the ground. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift, another baby cobra here. Bring those hands up. Exhale, release. And that's the last one. You can go into baby cobra or keep the hands planted and come all the way up. When we're here, we don't want our shoulders shrugging towards our ears. Roll them down and back. Make space between your ears and your shoulders. A couple more breaths. You should feel this in that low back. It should feel pretty good. If it feels painful in any way, you are too far, so go a little bit further down. Inhale and exhale, release. Good. Moving through our downward dog, come all the way up. Right leg up into the sky. Point, point, point. Exhale, knee to nose. Step that right foot all the way through. We want it right underneath our gaze. If we need to drop our back foot to help, that's okay. Lift that back knee up. We're in this low lunge position. Hands up. Inhale, lift. Holding here, nice and strong. Should feel like a very active pose. From the legs all the way up to the hands. Couple more breaths. Inhale, exhale, release your left hand down. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. It should be stacking above that left arm. Take your gaze past your right fingertips. A little bit of a neck stretch here. And exhale, release. And do the other side. Shoot that right leg up into the sky and drop it down. Left leg up, point reach. Exhale, knee to nose. Drop that foot right underneath that gaze. Again, you could drop the back knee down to get it there if you need to. Lift up that back knee. We're in this low lunge position. Shoot those arms back. Here's where it gets a little bit more challenging. You should feel that energy created in the legs here. A couple more breaths. And inhale, lift. Good. Few breaths here before we go into that twist. Inhale, exhale, right hand comes down this time. Left arm reaches up. Take that gaze past the left fingertips. Exhale, spiral it on down. Plant the hands, left leg back into the sky. Exhale, release. High up on your toes, drop your knees, and shoot those hips back to our child's pose. Inhale forward. Moving through our downward dog, we're going to go into pigeon one more time. Lift it on up. Point the right toes. Right knee, right elbow. Then drop it down to the wrist. Kind of shimmy that foot over. You can use the hand. You can adjust as you need to. Again, make sure your hips are square. If you had ropes on your hips, you'd want them both pulling forward. You wouldn't want one hip popping out to the side. If it is popping out, that may mean you just need assistance here underneath that right hip. Another 10 breaths. Maybe stay on your fingers. If you tried that last time, maybe try coming down to the forearms if it feels good. Maybe coming all the way down onto the mat. We've been here for about 8 more breaths. Choosing your natural breath or maybe trying that Ujjayi breath for a couple. Couple more breaths here. Just relaxing into the posture. Come on up. Last time on the other side. Tuck your left toe, shoot that right leg up. Drop it down. Left leg up. Knee to elbow, then knee to wrist. Shimmy it over to the opposite side. Adjusting the hips as needed. Again, we want 2 ropes, pulling forward on those hips, keeping those hips square. Finding what feels good for you today, maybe on our fingertips, maybe on our elbows, maybe all the way down. 10 breaths here. Few more breaths and we'll come out of it. Noticing if your hips feel a little bit less tight. This was the first time we started. Inhale, lift. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes, shoot that leg up, and drop it down. Come on into a seated position. You can cross your legs. You can have them out in front of you. You can have something under your hips. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. We're going to work on another breath called the cooling breath. This is a little bit of a funny one. You want to create a circle with your tongue. Just like that. And we're going to be breathing in and out of that, out of your tongue. So breathe in through your nose. And out the tongue. Now breathe in through the tongue, that circle. Pause. And exhale through the nose. You want to feel somewhat of a cooling sensation as you breathe in through the tongue. So again, let's try that one more time. Pause. And exhale. We're going to do 3 more. And exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Last one, breathing in through the tongue. Pause. And exhale. Nice. Back to our natural breath here. Go ahead and close down the eyes. We're finishing off class in a seated position opposed to our normal Shavasana, but feel free to lay down in the Shavasana afterwards if you want the body just to relax and rest for a bit longer. Feel free to do that. We are going to be here for at least 10 breaths with the eyes closed. Just focusing on the breath. Maybe putting a color to your breath. Maybe counting your breath. Maybe even using a word or affirmation to focus on. Something that you want to manifest into your life. Something that you want to feel. Happiness, joy, abundance, friendship. Maybe pick a word. Using that word as your mantra today. Take at least 5 more long, deep breaths here. Last couple breaths. One more long, deep inhale. Try to inhale for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, hold on to that breath, enjoy it. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and thank you all for joining today, tuning into class. I hope you enjoyed this session, and we'll be back on our regular scheduled sessions in our regular location on Thursday. So I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you Thursday. Bye-bye.